What's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends X-Men Marrow, part of the Nemesis Build-A-Figure wave, or Holocaust, whichever one you want to call him, but it says Nemesis on the box. Anyways, I was at GameStop and saw her, thought she looked cool, and I needed her to complete this wave because I do want the Nemesis Build-A-Figure. But admittedly, I don't know much about Marrow here, but I did think she looked cool, and I needed her for the Build-A-Figure, so here we go. Look in the box really quick. Obviously, it's the same as the others. The nice big window on the front. Nice little comic book image of her on the side. And, the exact same friggin' picture on the back. Switch it up a little, Hasbro. It says some stuff about her right there if you want to pause it and read it. But anyways, that's enough about this box. Let's get her out of the box and take a closer look at her. All right, at first glance, she looks pretty good. Let's see how tall she is real quick, and then we'll get into everything going on with her. To the top of her hair, she is right at 6 inches, actually, but down to her hairline is more like 5 3/4, which would make the whole figure 15 centimeters. I don't know if that's right, but I'm going to just live with it because that's just going to have to be right. Let's look at her aesthetic really quick. She has a nice matte finish all over the figure, so I like that pretty well, except for like this little gold paint that has more of a metallic finish. So that the finish on it looks pretty good, and thus far, just glancing at her, I think the paint's going to turn out all right. But let's look at this head sculpt because it's pretty nice. Again, with the hyper realistic faces that they're doing, but the face paint does look good. The lips and eyes all look pretty good. You know, she has a feminine look to her. I like the hair sculpt. I wish there was a wash and or some dry brush or something in there, because there's not. At first glance, when I first took her out of the package, I thought there was, but upon further inspection, there is not. That's just the way that plastic kind of looks when it was carved out for the sculpt. But that's okay, I guess. It'd be nice if we had it, but we don't. Paint on her chest and stuff, all the lines look pretty good. Everywhere there's bone, there is some shading to make it look more like bone around that, so I like that pretty well, especially on these things sticking out of her spinal column back here. They look good, and they're just soft plastic. I kind of wish they were a little bit firmer plastic, but whatever. Paint around this gold around her waist looks pretty good. Paint down through here looks pretty good, other than when I started moving her leg, I noticed that we got a chip right there.
Fuck.
If you see that, I'm not thrilled about it, but sometimes paint chipping does happen. The paint on the knees, the knee bone caps or whatever, looks pretty good. So that's not too bad. I don't have that big of an issue with it. Overall, her aesthetic looks pretty good. The sculpt of the legs is a little soft. It just doesn't look quite muscular enough. There's a little bit of hint of muscle around the knee, like the teardrop parts of the knee, but I would have liked to have seen a little bit more muscular looking legs. The hips look good. It's just, she's a superhero. She needs to have in my opinion, have a little bit more muscular legs, but I guess it'll do. And the sculpt of the arms is a little soft, but other than that, it's actually not too bad. Let's look at her accessories really quick. She comes with one head sculpt that we looked at here, and it looks pretty decent. She comes with these two weapon holding hands, and we'll see her weapons here in a second. My only complaint about them is that they have horizontal hinges, as you can see that in the palm, and weapon holding hands really should have vertical hinges, but not that big a deal. And she also comes with a little fist hand here, and it's not too bad, and it's got a horizontal hinge as well, and one little choppy hand that isn't too bad either. She also comes with these two little like bone sword dagger things, and they look really good. Like the paint on them, this looks pretty solid, but
Surprise.
they didn't paint the other side. That's my only. Why do these companies get lazy and only paint one side of something? Would it have killed them? But anyways, but that looks really good. And again, this is pretty soft plastic. I would have liked to see, these are a weapon. I'd like to have seen them a little bit harder, but whatever. And they're sculpted pretty good. They got a nice little edge and stuff on them. They look pretty good. She also comes with the left arm for Nemesis, and Nemesis looks pretty cool. Has a nice Nemesis. This is going to be a nice Build-A-Figure, I can already tell you. And it comes with an extra left hand for him as well. Him, her, whatever Nemesis identifies as well. Let's compare her to some other figures really quick, if I can reach one. All right, where is he? All right, I've got her. Here is Cyclops with the Nemesis Build-A-Figure wave, and I think he looks pretty good. I don't know why, because he's not that great of a figure, but I really like that figure for some reason. But anyway, there they are next to each other. And here she is next to the Extreme Wolverine from the same Build-A-Figure wave, and they're about the same height. She might actually be a little bit taller than him, and that probably is correct, but they look good as well. And just to kind of switch it up, here she is next to the figurized model kit of Goku right here, and he's really not that much, from the like where his hairline is not that much taller than her. His hair is just super tall, but there they are with that. And here is another Marvel Legends figure. Here she is next to the Marvel Legends Juggernaut Build-A-Figure wave with the buzz about that new Gamerverse Juggernaut figure. I figured I'd bust him out for just a minute, and they look pretty cool. But anyways, let's take a look at her articulation really quick, because I think she's going to move halfway decent. There might be some things that kind of irritate me. But anyways, let's start with the head. She's on that. Well, I'll show you here in a minute, but it'll look down pretty good, and it'll look up pretty good. My problem is, do you see that right there? I don't really like that. Like her head is like way back off of her neck. Let's take it off her for just a second. It is that crazy ass ball peg on a disc hinge kind of deal. And it's weird. Sometimes it's like an actual socket for that ball peg, and sometimes it's just a little cylinder up in the head. And this time it's kind of just like a little cylinder, and so it moves weird on that ball peg before like that disc hinge action, it engages and just makes the head look weird on the neck. So I don't really like that. Anyways, moving on. Shoulders will come up to 90 with no problem, and even though these are around here, you can still get a 360 out of it. No butterfly joint, and I'm glad they did, because it would just mess this sculpt up too much. She got a bicep swivel, pinless, double jointed elbow, tons of range. Doesn't look the best, but not the worst either. And obviously the wrist, you get rotation, and you get some hinge action going on. Now, she does not have a waist swivel. And y'all know what I feel about that, either a ball peg or at least give us a waist swivel, but she doesn't have that. Here is neutral for her. On this diaphragm brake, she really can't come forward on it, so that sucks a lot. But she can lean way the fuck back, like way back. So that, I guess that's good, but I mean, she needs to be able to crunch forward a little bit, and she can't, so that does kind of suck and could limit some of the things you guys want to do with her. She'll lean side to side and all around. I'm pretty sure that's a double ball peg in there, but I don't want to pop her top off to see. And you can get there's where you're going to get your twist. Down here at the hips, not too far from a full split, so that's pretty decent. I'm not going to complain about that. It's just that normal ball peg type stuff up in there. No, I'm not trying to be a creep. Front kick, pretty good. Not going to complain. She does have some cake, and that's all we're going to look at. I'm not trying to be a creep. She got some thigh swivel. I mean, those are glaring, but what are you going to do? She got a pinless double jointed knee. Pretty darn good range, and the proportions are really nice. So I like that, and I like the way they've done the kneecap there. That looks pretty good. No shin swivel on this figure, which is actually probably a good thing. Ankle is a hinge, so you're going all the way down, mostly all the way up, with a really steep, like broken ankle look to the ankle rocker. She has peg holes in the bottoms of her feet and no toe hinge. So overall, this is not a bad looking figure whatsoever, really. A couple of things that are a little irritating, but other than that, she's pretty good. I mean, that torso, I don't like, the way they do a lot of women with no waist twist with the torso. I mean, I get it and I don't get it, but I don't like it. But her not crunching forward kind of irritates me. And even though, I'm not a huge, like somebody that's going to tear them apart for paint chipping, but we did get some rub off there on the back of the thigh right there. So that's a little bit off. But other than that, I mean, she's got a nice finish on her. I hate the neck joint, but they're all on that same joint, but her head really does not fit on it. For $24.99 or whatever, Marvel Legends, level accessories. I will call her, she does have some pay. I want to call her a B-. She is a little bit above a C+. She's definitely above average, but she's got, plenty of things that they could do better, but she's not a bad figure. I definitely recommend her, especially if you're trying to complete this wave or you need a spot filled. This will fill it for sure with no problem. B minus, she's a decent figure. I recommend her if you like this figure or whatever, or the character. Definitely pick her up. You will not be disappointed. Anyway, that's all I've got from Marrow here. If you haven't subscribed, pause the video, scroll down, give us a like, comment, subscribe, share. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you in the next video.